What's up, A to Z Sports? Easton Freeze here with JT Runke, live from the Landshark Bar and Grill here atop Margaritaville on Broadway in downtown Nashville. It's a Titans pregame live as the Titans are set to kick off in Arizona here in roughly 30 minutes from now, looking to get off the schneid and get into the win column 0-4 against the 2-2 Arizona Cardinals, a game that we're just hoping is remotely interesting. We're going to talk all about in this pregame show what exactly we want to see from the Titans, how it's about more than just finding a way to get into the win column. It's somehow the bar is lower than that. Somehow the bar is do something, please. Show some sign of life. We'll dive into what it is we could see from the Titans here in about a half hour that would give you some form of hope for this rudderless team. We've got some XGolf X-factors to get into, some keys to the game, some bets to hand out. We will pick our winner and the score. We'll do all of that and more here in the next half hour. JT, excited to be here once again on location at the Landshark Bar and Grill. You are joining us from, it looks like heaven on the screen here. We have a slightly different setup today because of some conflicting things scheduled for later in the afternoon. Titans game, of course, in the afternoon slate. I don't think we quite communicated that well. Sometimes the Titans aren't going to play at noon this year. I know that's shocking that the Titans will be playing at noon, but this week and next week and then again later down the road, that is the case. So we'll get that ironed out. We are still set up in a great spot here and excited to be watching the game.
Yeah, it's an awesome spot. Instead of being on the stage looking this way and seeing all the TVs, I'm still here looking this way at all the TVs.
Well,
so
you're actually
awesome.
not still here. Rest in peace, JT Fly High.
Oh, yes,
but
because
I am here watching the TVs.
I am in heaven right now. The Pearly Gates, also known as Nashville, or Broadway, is right behind me. Right
Broadway
there.
is not known as the Pearly Gates. In fact, I'm not sure they could be any more dissimilar.
But yeah, I mean, listen, the Titans every week so far has pretty much wanted to make you come to Broadway to drink your sorrows away. So might as well just do it with us here at the Landshark Bar and Grill. Going to be talking about some giveaways for potential Titans tickets to the next home game. Going to be super exciting here. And going to be talking about what the Titans do need to do in this matchup in order to maybe get in the win column. It's also been very interesting that some of the winless teams or the 1-3 teams have been really competitive, and then other 0-4 teams and 1-3 teams have just been absolutely blown out by some of the favorites. So it's been really interesting. Excited to get on all of it. Make sure you guys are liking the show. Make sure you are subscribed to the A to Z Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you are liking the A to Z Sports Facebook page. Excited to get into all of this today. Easton, let's get it started.
Yep, like the show. And as you can probably hear, it's lively in here today. We will officially be here from the start to the end of the slate, I'd imagine. JT, you and I. So if you want to come hang out for the Titans game, if you want to come out hang out for the night game, come through, let us know that you are here. And it will behoove you, especially today, if you're a Titans fan, to come out because of the giveaway we're going to tell you about here in just a moment. But first, let me tell you about our wonderful and amazing sponsors here for the Titans Game Day shows. We're, of course, live here from the Landshark Bar and Grill, but we also got to shout out XGolf in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. XGolf, play, train, entertain. PlayXGolf.com. BTA Sports, use code ATOZ when you download the BTA Sports app to get the full season pass for $99 plus a 14-day free trial, only available for a limited time, so use the link in the show description. Botero Carts, life is short. Buy a golf cart with 2 locations to serve you in Columbia and in Gallatin. Check them out at BoteroCarts.com. Lipscomb University's Sports Analytics program. They're turning sports fans into data-driven decision makers in the exciting world of professional athletics. And the Barrel Social Club, the Kentucky Poker Open, returns to the Barrel Social Club this month, this October. So check them out, thebarrelsocialclub.com for more info. JT, we saw the inactives list come out 90 minutes before kickoff, so about an hour ago. Not any big surprises on there. The most surprising element being wide receiver James Prochet, who was a game day elevation from the practice squad yesterday. He is inactive, which means it is a green light for wide receiver Calvin Ridley, dealing with both an elbow and a knee. Missed 2 of the 3 practices this week, but practiced on Friday. Has a questionable designation going into this one, but all reporting some of which I did on A to Z Sports over the weekend indicated that Calvin would be a go. They warmed him up before the game today, and he is going to be a go. That is, well, it should be.
Yes.
Should be. I catch myself there. Should be big news for the Titans passing game. Let's just see if they can get anything going.
Yeah, Curtis here says he's starting Cam Ward in fantasy. I am very sorry for you. Hopefully turns out well, but I'm not exactly sure that that's going to happen. Let's see. Eric says elevating Prochet just to put him in the inactive list makes zero damn sense. I think that's not true. I think James Prochet is insurance for Calvin Ridley. If he was not able to go today, then Prochet would be up there as another wide receiver for depth. Obviously, Calvin Ridley goes, and it wasn't like Prochet was going to come up and take over DK's punt returning abilities or anything like that.
This is why you got to read my reporting that I do on Friday and on Saturday at AtoZSports.com, because all of this was laid out. This was always the plan. Prochet to be a game day elevation, purely in the case that they warmed Calvin up this morning and decided that he wasn't going to be a go, but he was expected to play and he's going to play.
Yeah, and so you talk about outside of the inactives. First of all, J.C. Latham misses yet again. It's not that big of a deal, I think, in terms of the defensive fronts they face. This is probably one of the nicer ones that Oli Udoh is going to be able to go up against.
Yeah, you never want to be missing your best tackle,
True.
Obviously, but it's not down J.C. Latham against the Texans.
Yes.
It's certainly not that.
Exactly. But on the positive side, the guys who are active besides Calvin Ridley, Tyjae Spears, he comes back. How much is he going to be a factor, I think, is a really interesting discussion we can have here. And then, of course, Kevin Winston Jr., his debut game today, the safety third-round pick from Penn State. He's finally going to get some action. I remember earlier in this week talking about how, I think he can, early bring in a lot of juice to this team where the safeties may need a little breather. I think he helps a lot in the run game, something the Titans are going to have to do a lot today is control Kyler Murray and, these running backs who aren't very good. Let's just be frank about it. Stopping those guys and contributing to the idea that this team needs to play good for all four quarters. They are going to have a lot of help there with Kevin Winston.
Yes, Winston's going to be the fourth safety today. That's the expectation. He will be taking Mike Brown's role. Mike Brown to IR. I don't know if or when he'll be back, to be honest with you. The nature of his injury leads me to believe it could be a while. And with Winston, I wouldn't get too over our skis in terms of expecting to see him today. I think that they will ease him in. He'll do a lot of special teams work, so you'll see him out there. But how many defensive snaps does he play? Probably not that many, but this is the beginning, fingers crossed, of him starting to ease in to take over one of those rotational roles that actually is an impact on the defense. So looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and ask our question here at the top of the show, JT. Get the chat involved. I don't think anybody's really expecting the Titans to win this game at this point.
Certainly not with that spread.
Even those of us that are hopeful that they will win or believe that there's a path to winning, which there is, it's still the NFL. I'm not sure anybody is putting their mortgage on the Titans money line today. Let's put it that way. That being said, we want to kind of discuss what the Titans could do today to give you some semblance of hope. And we'll go ahead and send that question in the comments now. What could the Titans do today to give you hope going forward? What kind of life can they bring, right? Because this is a lifeless team right now. It is a rudderless team right now. Each and every week feels like the same lashings that we receive, and it's just more and more sorrow. What can they do today? Even obviously a win is one of the things that would be exciting, for sure, no doubt. But more than a win, what could they do to make you feel a little bit better about the direction they're headed in? JT, does something jump to mind for you?
Yeah, I would say there's a few things that would definitely give me hope. But first of all, have to tell the wonderful people here about the Landshark Bar and Grill's giveaway that they're doing.
Excuse me, not doing my job. Please
the guys here at Margaritaville are giving away a set of tickets to the next Titans home game against the New England Patriots. Listen, I know that, my talking point here is that I understand that maybe those aren't the greatest things in the world right now that you would want. However, it is the Mike Vrabel return, and I expect every Titans fan would want to be there for the Mike Vrabel return.
It's a soap opera slop fest. You need to be there for this.
This is very true. And the Landshark Bar and Grill is giving you guys the chance to win 2 tickets. All you got to do is come down here, hang out with us at the as the Tennessee Titans kick off against the Arizona Cardinals, or next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. When you come out here and hang out with us here at the Landshark Bar and Grill, tell your server that you are here for the Titans watch party. They'll give you one of these lanyards that, one, has a schedule on one side.
Nice.
2, it has this lanyard also works as a 20% off all food, and you can use it not just on Sunday, but whenever you want to come back.
Huge.
They will tell you how to enter that raffle, that giveaway for the tickets. and you'll be entered, and you will be entered to win those tickets coming up against the New England Patriots when they come to town. So super exciting stuff here.
Fantastic. Let's go to the comments here. We've got some answers. Tighten Up says we got to find something to be optimistic about. I agree.
True.
Let's see. Clayton says absolutely nothing. Well, that's not the point of the question there, Clayton. Jack says fire Brian Callahan. Not a thing that's going to happen during the game, but one can hope, I suppose.
Could it be like an Antonio Brown type thing? Could we see that? Are there lines for that?
If Amy wants to just be as ridiculous as humanly possible, then sure. Gabriel, they've got that Harry and Lloyd hope. Yeah, some Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying there's a chance. That's the level of hope they've got today. Score points, Roberto says, which sounds like a dumb, sarcastic answer. But frankly, it's not one, because last week they did score points. So scoring points, having more than 3 touchdowns in their first 4 games would be nice. Let's get to, can we at least have, by the end of the day, as many touchdowns as games played? Is that too much to ask?
Yes.
I don't think so. Eric says, string together some first downs. Matt wants to see a drive strung together that seems competitive to start the game. So come out with some life. I agree. Jake, score touchdowns. Jody, win, period, full stop. So only a win for Jody will give her any kind of faith. Score touchdowns. It's pathetic how scoring touchdowns is an acceptable answer today, but it is. Have a chance to win at the end of the game. That's a like be in it till the end, even if you don't win. Be competitive. Cam Ward, how about throw for 250 yards? Have a mild career day for the young man. Show some improvement in his level of play. That'd be nice. JT, I'll continue to scroll through these, but what would be a nice consolation prize to you today if the Titans don't win?
Staying ahead of the sticks, I think, would be nice. A lot more than maybe we've seen so far. That would be really helpful for this team today,
Sure.
I would think. I think also, I want it, like, win or lose, play 4 good quarters defensively. That's what we need to see. We heard all week about how Denard Wilson wants to simplify this defense, how he wants to, get back to basics with a lot of the defense. And we had a big, long discussion about how he can do that, but also how the players can do that as well. I think you also just look at this team that outside of Kyler Murray, you really have 2 guys in the secondary you really need to pay attention to, which is Marvin Harrison Jr. What kind of Marvin Harrison Jr. are you going to get today? Are you going to get the one that is kind of renewed with life and confidence? Or are you going to get the Marvin Harrison Jr. that drops a lot of things? Trey McBride, we know how good he is, but then this team really likes to establish the run. You've seen it over the first 4 games for this Arizona Cardinals team that they like to establish the run because of what it can do to unlock Kyler Murray and that type of thing. Now you're going up against Amari DiMercato and Michael Carter, 2 guys who, if you are not able to stifle that type of run or not allow them to establish that run, that's where I lose hope. I think that's where I lose hope. I'm hopeful that this team can play 4 consecutive quarters of run defense against an Amari DiMercato and a Michael Carter today.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the lowest bar possible for my answer, and the broadest possible answer as well. Show us some life. Like, I want to be able to talk at the end of this game, regardless of what happens, about how this team showed some life, showed some fight, showed some improvement in some area, right? I want to see the rookies really shine, or I want to see Cam Ward take a step forward after we feel like he's taken baby steps back for the first month. I want to see the defense handle their responsibilities tackling and keep the defender or keep the offense in front of them. I want to see the offensive line have a pretty sound day. I want to see the Titans get ahead of the sticks on a consistent basis. I want to see them score more than 1 touchdown. I'm not even talking about all of these things. In fact, I'm talking about do one of these things, right? Do one of these things. That is how low the bar is for me this week. That is what I want to see. And if I can't say a good thing on any of those fronts at the end of this game, then this is about as listless a team as I've ever seen in any sport in my entire life.
Well, I'll tell you what. I said the Titans just need to play 4 defensive quarters and string those together, and people are saying that's too much for this team to do, which is crazy considering where we are right now.
Baby steps, JT,
yes.
baby steps.
I guess so.
Well, let's get to our XGolf X-factors. First, let me tell you about XGolf. They've got 4 locations in Middle Tennessee area now, in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and now open in Franklin. They're the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. XGolf, play, train, entertain. PlayXGolf.com is where you want to go to book your bay. They have reinvented the player experience by creating the most accurate indoor golf simulators on the market today, giving every person the power to take on the world's top courses, compete in a wide variety of game formats, and improve their swing with lessons and superior analytics, all while being totally entertained. New Monday Night Football leagues are starting up later this fall, so if you want a mixture of football and golf, now is the time to get in with XGolf, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, or in Franklin. Also, consider them for your holiday parties coming up, Christmas parties, Halloween parties. If you're doing a Thanksgiving party for some reason, go crazy and go over to XGolf, xgolf.com. PlayXGolf.com is where you can check them out to book your bay today. All right, JT, we'll go ahead and ask the question in the chat. What is everybody's XGolf X-factor, the X-factor for the Titans in this one to get their first win? I will go first while you are doing that. I'm going to be on the offensive side of the ball. And my X-factor today...
Something happened.
The Broncos just scored to level it against the Eagles. That's part of the fun of doing these pre-game shows for the late window, is that your direction is pulled a million different directions. It was a 2-point conversion, so the Broncos took the lead.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Okay.
What were we saying? XGolf X-factors. My X-factor for the Titans on offense is going to be Cam Ward. This is, again, as generic as possible, but I want to see Cam Ward. It's not about the stats. It's not about... It's a vibes play for me. It is Cam Ward. Show us that you are taking a step forward in terms of your footwork, your mechanics, seeing the field, getting the ball out quickly. The biggest things for me are the footwork and the time to throw. Those are the two things I want to see, even if it's a baby step, some step forward. And I think that if Cam has a good day, and as we talked about, it's unfair, but it's the reality right now for the Titans. They go as Cam Ward goes. This offense is not nearly good enough to carry the quarterback in any way. So at any given Sunday, until further notice, it is either Cam shows up and carries this team, or it is bad news.
Yes.
Bad news bears for the Titans. In the last couple of weeks, Cam Ward has not shown up for entire halves, or really last week, entire games. That can't happen today against the Cardinals defense, which offers, I think, some unique things, but they don't have a ton of super high-level players. I'd say they're a middle-of-the-road defense. This is where I need Cam Ward to step up.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Let's get to some of these, and then I'll get to mine. Eric says X-factor has to be Brian Callahan. He's coaching for his job at this point. I would agree with that. Roberto says that his X-factor is staying competitive in the second half. Billy says his X-factor is Callahan. Billy says Calvin Ridley. Jody says her X-factor is Bones Fossil. I was considering changing mine, but to this, but I just want to point this out, right? There have been 11 special teams touchdowns already this season through 4 weeks.
Crazy.
And for how much we've glowingly said that Bones Fossil has turned around this special teams unit, we have not seen a swing of points.
Turns out the bar is raised.
Yes, the bar is raised around the league. Bones Fossil needs to show us something today. Show us how good that team is. I think, that could be a huge way that this team kind of gets things back going in the right direction, is finally getting that point swing on their side of the field, right? How about you get that positive point swing instead of the other team getting that? I think that is a really good one here. Jake Hughes says 35% play action is the X factor for him right there.
Good luck with that.
Curtis says Alex solidifying his number one role would be the X factor for him. Jonathan says Spears, can he be an X factor today, and what can he do? All of those very good. Mine is containing Kyler Murray. It just has to happen.
All right.
With the guys on the edge, they need to set the edge well enough to contain Kyler Murray. We know how much this team struggled against running quarterbacks last year. Cannot happen again today. I think, because if you let Kyler Murray start scrambling all over the place, that's how you let a guy like Amari DiMarcado or Michael Carter just start running all over you.
If you hold their backs to 50 collective yards, but Kyler goes for 90, doesn't matter, does it?
Yes. As Sean says, JT looks like the holy one. I'm the enlightened one. This is my enlightened knowledge I'm giving you guys today. Stop Kyler Murray.
Knowledge down from on high.
But yeah, a lot of the chat also agrees with you. Cam needs to be that X factor.
Yep. Let's get to our BTA Sports bets. Some bets brought to us by our friends over at BTA Sports. Let me tell you about our friends over at BTA Sports. You got to use the code, or much easier, use the link in the description to the video right below. BTA Sports, click that link and sign up through that link to get your 14-day free trial. You're going to love it. use that link to get smart bets and no guesswork. Use that link to find insight that is met with instinct. Use that link to bet with purpose. These are all things that you can do with our friends at BTA Sports. They deliver data-driven NFL picks, tools, and projections, both for serious fans and smart bettors. If you're not clear on what it is, it's an app that is an analytical model to be smarter than the books. It is allowing you to plug in what certain lines are and see what this betting model thinks is more likely to happen, and they're constantly using machine learning to increase the accuracy of their model to get the edges that are available against very, very sharp sports books. That's what it is. I lean on this kind of stuff all the time. I know that we're going to use it for our bet coming up here in just a minute. But you guys got to check them out. BTA Sports, better for bettors. Use the link in the description to sign up today. All right, JT. I have one that is kind of to besmirch the Titans. Okay. What is your pro Titans bet from BTA?
Yeah, let's talk about our pro Titans bet brought to you by BTA Sports here. It's going to be Tony Pollard today. I know Tyjae Spears is coming back, but you talk about Cam Ward's ability to maybe have some cleaner footwork and use those checkdowns more efficiently. I think that's where Tony Pollard comes in a lot today, especially trying to trick this Cardinals defense. Currently, a lot of the lines around your certain sports books that have Tony Pollard at only 9.5 rushing yards. I think you talk about where Cam gets out of structure and can find plays downfield, easily going to be where he's going to look for Tony Pollard. BTA is giving that bet to go over an 85% chance to hit. That's what I'm going with today. I know Tyjae Spears is back, and I know that might bring you some pause, but I do think that Tony Pollard is still going to be a huge part of what they do today. And so that is our bet from BTA Sports today.
My bet is on a Cardinals player because, frankly, at this point, all Titans props are unavailable in my book. Not my literal sports book, but my personal opinion. I don't think that I will be taking any Titans player props until I see some life from this team. Maybe that comes today. Emari Demercado, the third down back that's going to get more run today for the Cardinals because he's pushed up the rotation with some of the other guys on that team. I know that Donovan Knight. Is it Donovan Knight?
Donovan Bam Knight.
That's right. He's also going to get some run today.
Oh, boy.
But Demercado is somebody that I think is going to get the ball maybe 10 to 12 times. And so I'm taking his over longest rush, 9.5 yards. I will believe it when I see it. This Titans team can stop the run even against what should be a advantageous matchup for them.
Yes.
So I will be betting and praying on their downfall in that way, and we'll be happy to be wrong, but I don't think that I'm going to be.
Listen, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I have Emari Demercado in some of my fantasy lineups today. So I think that's a fair one there. But yeah, I mean, BTA really good today with how this has kind of gone so far. Today, if you needed a pick, I know a lot of them were gross. The Saints, they really like the Saints today, and the Saints are putting it to Jackson Dart today. So yes, that's going to be a very interesting one. Let's see how it fares for the Titans, but we're picking both the Tony Pollard and Emari Demercado as our bets.
All right, kickoff in about 8 minutes and change. We've got one more thing to do, and that is prediction time. Who's going to win, the Titans or the Cardinals? We'll go ahead and send that question in the chat while you guys are answering in the comments who you think is going to win and what you think the final score is going to be. Got to tell you one more time about our friends here at the Land Shark Bar and Grill. Come hang out with us. We'll be here for the next 8 hours, having a good old time. I hope watching some football, eating some good food, drinking some cold, refreshing drinks. And you can, again, get 20% off your food if you show up and tell them you're here for the Titans watch party. So that is a great deal, a great reason to come and watch football in the best sports bar on Broadway. No question about it. Make sure you're liking the show, too, by the way. Like the show. Subscribe if you're watching with us on YouTube. And with that, JT, I'll send you the comments. What are folks saying? I'm sure there's a ton of optimism for the Titans winning this game.
Yeah, our first scoring prediction here is Eric Castillo thinks that this is yet again going to be another field goal fest, 12-6. I don't know who he thinks is winning that one, but 12-6 either way.
I think the assumption down the board is going to be Cardinals, yes, unless otherwise specified.
Roberto says Titans 20, Cardinals 14. Donnie D says 28-24 Titans.
Wow.
Jack Longley says Cardinals 20 to Titans 0. Leave Callahan in Arizona. Guy says 3-27 Cardinals. No faith whatsoever here, right there. Eric says 12-6 field goal fest, Titans win.
Oh,
so there
wow.
you go.
What an exciting way to
Matthew,
get on the board.
Matthew says Cardinals by 20. Curtis says 24-17 Cardinals. Jeff says screw it. Titans win 24-18. So my Titans minus 5.5 hits. That's wild.
Bro teased it through the 7,
That's
through the
crazy.
3, through the 0, through the 3.
Yes. Don saying 28-24 Cardinals. Wes saying lost his because so many are coming in. 24-19 Titans. Shane says Cardinals 33-13. Atha says Cards 24-17. JQ says 13-9 Titans. Daniel says 27 to the Titans. Ethan, yours.
I'm honestly surprised, first of all, by how much optimism there is in the chat. What did I say last week, JT? I said that I'd be picking the Titans against the Texans, and if they do not win, then I will not be picking them on any game day show until they win their first game or until something dramatic changes, like a coaching change. So I have no choice but to pick the Cardinals. I will say the Cardinals win. I will say the Titans cover. Maybe this is wish casting on my part, but I will say Cardinals win 24-20. Give me Cardinals 24-20. This would be a scenario in which maybe something decent happened for the Titans, or maybe it's just a gross backdoor cover.
Yeah. Listen, I'm with you. I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win. But the Titans so far have not been able to, play a game where they lose by, a normal number, 17 or anything like that.
That's a good point.
I'm going to go Cardinals win 28-25. I think it's going to be that close.
28-25. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Titans kicking off here in about 4 minutes. We're going to end the show just a little bit early. Everybody spend the next 4 minutes, maybe
spend the next 4 minutes liking the show and making sure you are subscribed.
Agreed. Do that.
So you don't miss our halftime or postgame.
That's right. We'll be back at halftime, we'll be back in the postgame, and then maybe spend the next 3 minutes doing some guided meditation, get your mind right.
Get yourself ready.
Maybe go to the fridge and replenish your cold
Or
drink.
head down to us here.
That's right. It's never too late to come and join us, especially if things go poorly to start the game. You can come wash your sorrows away. Margaritaville, Miller Lite, Traveler's Whiskey. We've got deals on booze. We've got deals on food. Again, if you show up, come say hi to us and then tell them you're here for the Titans watch party. We'll be back at halftime, about 90 minutes. Until then, enjoy the game. Fingers crossed the Titans do something.